I did the very first liposuction in the state of Hawaii back in 1983. It was certainly done in the United States a couple years before, but I did the first one. And I've been involved in the early days of liposuction, so I got the opportunity to write several papers and also get some inventions that everybody else is using right now. When you're doing liposuction of the posterior thigh, buttocks region, and you've got your buttocks, you've got your posterior thigh, and you've got your outer thighs, and the corner where the butt meets the outer thigh, to have a youthful look, it should turn way up. And if you look closely, it looks like a triangle. So I technically invented the way of liposuction in that area, and it's called the sensuous triangle. The second area of liposuction that I wrote a technical paper on that is a very interesting area is just below the buttocks. On the back of the thigh, there is a little bulge sometimes, and it looks like a banana, and therefore we called it the banana. To suction that out, you have to be very cautious, because if you take too much, what's called the inferior gluteal fold will move down. So technically it's known as distal migration of the inferior gluteal fold, or common terms, butt droop. And if that happens, it doesn't give a very favorable look. And a friend of mine from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Louis Toledo, and I wrote a paper about it. He wrote his paper, I wrote my paper at the very same time. And so there was some question in the plastic surgery community if we colluded, but we didn't. We just, great minds work alike. Louis was thinking about it, I was thinking about it. We both called it the banana. I wrote an article about liposuction of the upper arm. Women very often will get fat on their upper arm. And prior to my article, there were multiple ways of doing it, but none of them actually did everything from a single puka. So I called it a single incision technique, but using cannulas, the thing that we liposuction with, of 4 different lengths. So from an incision just above the elbow, known as an epicondylar incision, you open this and then you can suction out the undersurface of the arm and get a very neat job without multiple incisions. We need certain tools to do our job, and so I've invented this, basically it's a long metal rod with a sharp needle that's coming out, and when you're doing a tummy tuck, you put it inside the partially sutured up abdomen. You put the bottom end on the belly button, and then you raise it straight up, and the needle goes through the abdominal wall and tells you where the belly button should be on the abdominal wall. It's just a way of identifying where it should be.